Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Eats on the reviews and I didn't finish Twilight Vamps. I didn't even make it to the half of the movie. Not because it was so shit. No, it's because, you know, okay, I watched Twilight Vamps and the tagline is Lust at First Bite. But it also says on the poster, let's get the party started. You know, it looked like it was more porn than it was movie. You know, because there was a lot of scenes, you know. I even written down a scene in a thing that I'm just gonna read in a bit. But there was also a lesbian scene, and there was women going down on each other, and we saw another woman going down on a man, and this was all within, I don't know how long, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that, not even a half hour. And I don't mind, some sex here and there, sure, but 3 sex scenes within half an hour already, that's a lot. For a normal movie, that's kind of a lot. So I'm gonna read what I just written down, and then I'm gonna do something that I usually don't do. We're gonna read the synopsis of the movie itself. Maybe I'm not gonna re-watch it, but it's a bit about the movie then, So let's just start with the movie, shall we? We see a woman pole dancing. She was not really pole dancing, but she was holding it. She kind of walked around, a bit more sexy walking, But she wasn't really pole dancing, And I have friends that pole dance, and I don't mean strip pole dancing. No, I mean legit pole dancing. A guy and a woman. They're not a couple, but you need a lot of core strength for that shit, And you need a lot of strength, period. And it's impressive what they do. As far as I know, we don't have titty bars, so strip clubs. As far as I know, we don't have that here in the Netherlands, Well, otherwise I've never seen one. Yes, we have a red light district, but that's different. So yeah, I've never been to a strip club. So and maybe if I ever will be in the US, probably not, probably never. But when in Rome, you know what they say, when in Rome, maybe I'm going to a strip joint, just for once. Look how it is, probably go in, oh, wrong bar, and go outside again, maybe shoot a gun. Who knows? No, probably not. But well, I can shoot a gun right here too. But we have shooting ranges here also in the Netherlands. It's only probably less easy to go there than it is to in America, because in America you can carry a gun. Well, not in every state, but it's probably easier than it is right here. You can probably go even on your own, on your own territory. If you have your own piece of land, you put a mark there, you can shoot on your own property. Probably. I don't know. I'm not in America. I'm not an American, and I've never been in the US. I've been to America, but not the US. I've been to Curacao, which is still America. North America. So, well, is it North America or is it South America? Or Mid America? I don't even know, actually. It was pretty. It was hot too. 35 degrees Celsius. That's hot. Yes, it's different kind of hot that we have here in the Netherlands, because 35 degrees here would be fucking hot, because it's the humidity here, it's more humid hot than it's probably a dry heat like in Phoenix, Arizona, which I think in Arizona you have a dry heat, and here you have a wet heat, so different kind of heat. And you think for 35 degrees Celsius, I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but you think probably for That? Yeah, but this is a different kind of heat, you know? Anyway. So, now the woman, walking, pole, that's where we were, pole dancing. And we see 4 men sitting, it's a small square stage, and we see 2 men, well, 1 man at every corner, basically, then, little square stage, yes. Then we see maybe a couple, they're making out, and we're back to the pole lady, we see her, from a different angle, now from a bit more, we see like this, walking, dancing a bit, maybe shaking with the hips. Then we're back to the couple, the guy is now standing behind her, kissing your neck. Don't kiss somebody like that, it probably don't work right, well, not in the neck, at least. Anyway, so kissing the neck, and she's touching her body, touching her breasts, bare boobs, back to the pole lady, see her again, and an occasional dollar being thrown. The pole lady is now taking off her corset, showing her boobs. Now the guy that we saw first, that couple, we see, he's now in front of her, he's kissing her, stomach, he's going down, and next thing we see is that, we don't really see it from that he's really in there, but, well, his face disappears, so big chance that he's really in that Gucci right now. And we're also gonna leave that, because if you want to know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. Well, I didn't even finish the movie, but watch the movie yourself, like I said, I just couldn't. So let's just read the synopsis. And Vampire Nudie Bar. Let's get the party started. 2 guys get the lap dance of their lives as they encounter a bevy of voluptuous beauties with an appetite for human blood in one of the sexiest nightclubs around. With a gang of vampire strippers led by the lovely Tabitha, it's a dusk to dawn marathon of sex, rock and roll, and more sex. Who will survive, and what will left of what? Who will survive, and what will left of them? What? And what will left of them? My English is my first language, but who will survive and what will left of them? That doesn't sound right to me. That sentence doesn't sound right. It misses maybe some words. Maybe, and what will be left of them? That would make more sense. Who will survive and what will be left of them? Because who will survive and what will left of them? It looks kind of weird to me, But like I said, English ain't my first language. Let's see if YouTube also has Twilight Vamps. Sorry. Vamps. Uh, 2010. 2010. Okay. Apparently it doesn't even have a trailer. Because if I look it up on YouTube, we get, well, Twilight. The normal Twilight that I've seen already. Whoa. Excuse me? The Twilight Saga, the new chapter 2025. That means that there's a new Twilight movie coming. Oh shit, now I have to do that movie too. Before I forget. Tomorrow. Electric Callboy is gonna drop a new song at 4 o'clock. Well, 4 o'clock here in the Netherlands. So obviously I'm gonna do a reaction for that one. And obviously you can't watch the video. Yeah, you can't watch the video on my channel. You can hear the music, but you can't watch the video. Well, if it doesn't get blocked. So if Electric Callboy will drop a video, will drop new music, I will do a reaction for that because I fucking love the band. You know, if Rammstein drops a new video or new music, it will be a bit harder because I know that they that they like to block or copyright strike people, you know, or just copyright. So that will probably not be going. But Electric Callboy, I know that they're more, you know, smooth and more lenient, you know. So very exciting. Back to the movie. The movie itself. The movie Twilight Vamps, like I said, I didn't finish, so I actually can't give it a real score. But for now, I will give it a high to low 3. Yes, this is still a high score, you know, for a movie that I didn't finish, you know, so I can't really give it a real score. But you know, because I didn't finish it, I will not give it, yo, 0 out of 5, you know. I will give it some, you know, okay, maybe 2 out of 5, you know. Because free sex scenes already, you know. It's a bit much for, well, okay, I could have expected that. And if Babezilla would have done it, that would have been different. But, you know, this is just different, you know. It looked more like, it was more for the porno than it was more for the movie, you know. Because it's not like, oh, you just see them making out and that's it. No, you have minimum of 3 to 5 minutes. So, you know, and then 3 sex scenes, you know, that's already, let's say, 9 to 15 minutes. So that's already a lot of just that, you know, and not a lot of the movie itself. So, you know, that's why I also didn't want to continue. But that said, I'm gonna leave it at that. Leave likes, recommend a good vampire movie down below in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, come join Discord, and the Twilight Zone will come later with episode 12. So subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow we're gonna get Hundreds of Beavers, I think the movie is called. I found that movie basically through You, Me and the Movies, because they did the movie reaction a couple months ago, maybe last month, maybe the month before that, for Hundreds of Beavers, and I thought from Hundreds of Beavers? Never heard of that movie. So let's just watch it. So tomorrow we're gonna get Hundreds of Beavers. You're also gonna get Electric Callboy, new music, and maybe the Twilight Zone episode 13, but episode 13, but sorry, Dutch, episode 13, but that one we'll see tomorrow. You know, if I have time for it. It's now almost 7 o'clock. It will be 8 probably when I'm done, and then I can have to make some dinner, you know, because I'm fucking hungry. That said, recommend some good vampire movies. So, which is your favorite vampire movie? Put it down below in the comment section. It can be an old movie, it can be a new movie, it can be a shitty movie, it can be an amazing movie. Just recommend a vampire movie, you know? And don't recommend Bram Stoker's Dracula. I've seen the movie. Maybe, okay, you can recommend it, but yeah, I've seen it already once, and I didn't really care for it then, but maybe if I rewatch it, maybe it will be better. So, you know, who knows. But I'm gonna leave it at that and see you guys later for the Twilight Zone. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Hundreds of Beavers, Electric Callboy, and maybe a new episode of the Twilight Zone. Yes.